Hey everyone, what up? Mad Kaiser here. Now thank you guys for giving me 50 subscribers. Seriously, 50 subscribers. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best. You guys are the GOAT. I love you guys so much. Without you, none of this would be possible. So thank you guys so much. So, now in my previous top 5 lists, I've mentioned my top 5 favorite TV shows, YouTube Red shows, cartoons, and video game franchises. But there is something I like more than just those things. It also includes games, but still. And that is, of course, movies. So, to celebrate 50 subscribers, I'll be talking about my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Now, before I start, I just want to say on how hard it was making that list up. Really, there were so many good movies I've seen over the years, and it's really hard just to pick a top 5. But with a lot of thinking and rewatching and observing, I finally narrowed it down. So thank you guys so much for giving me 50 subscribers, and I hope you enjoy the video. Kicking off this list is, well, a horror film. If you've watched my top 5 favorite horror movies, you'll know how much I love Halloween. But for those who do not know, I'll explain why. You see, Halloween is a well-made horror film, especially for a one that didn't have a big budget back in the day, as it has overall fantastic cinematography, likable characters, well, apart from Linda, a wonderful and chilling soundtrack, memorable plot, and scary villain. The story of having the terrifying Michael Myers escaping from the sanitarium and on a murderous rampage through Haddonfield, stalking 3 girls by a psychiatrist, Dr. Loomis, is a memorable one. The performances are wonderful. Jamie Lee Curtis is amazing as Laurie Strode, and the late Donald Pleasence does a perfect job of portraying Dr. Loomis. The cinematography is fantastic, so much so that despite being 40 years old, it still holds up very well. The suspense is wonderful. The music, composed by John Carpenter, is iconic and terrifying. And of course, the best thing about this movie is, of course, the boogeyman himself, Michael Myers. He is terrifying. With his silence, his William Shatner mask, which is the stuff of nightmares, the fact that he lurks in the shadows, stalking his prey like a ninja, his lack of emotion and humanity, how pure evil he is, and how even immortal he is. This movie may not be the first slasher movie, but it is the first full-length Halloween horror movie, and the movie that has put the slasher genre into the mainstream. And without it, we will not have movies like, I don't know, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Scream. This movie is a classic, and while there have been some sequels and remakes, none of them have lived up to the original. Now going from my favorite horror movie of all time, we now head to my favorite comedy movie of all. Anchorman tells the story that is set in the 1970s, a time where males dominated absolutely everything. Where Ron Burgundy becomes San Diego's top-rated newsman. But that is all about to change for him and his crony when a woman, on which Ron has a crush on, is hired as a news anchor. The characters are memorable and hilarious, such as the titular and, well, classy Ron Burgundy, the sex-driven Brian Fantana, the crazy and whammy spouting Champ Kind, and the dumb but polite Rick Tamland. The comedy is pretty much perfect, with tons of jokes and catchphrases that are overall hilarious and make every scene just amazing. Even the very emotional and sad scenes as well. Catchphrases like,
"You know I don't speak Spanish."
60% of the time, it works every time.
I don't know what we're yelling about! Rick, where'd you get a hand grenade? I don't know.
The performances are spot on, such as Will Ferrell, Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, and David Koechner portraying these characters so well, you wish you'd just be as funny or cool as either of them. There's tons of cameos and great scenes. Particularly my favorite one would have to be the news fight, where every news station wages war with each other. So hilarious and awesome. While Anchorman 2 was a good sequel, in my opinion, I found the original to be overall better, and one that I still keep watching to this very day. You may not know this, but I'm a huge fan of James Bond, and I pretty much love all of his movies. Well, most of them. Due to the interesting plots, exciting action scenes, awesome theme music, charismatic protagonist, melodramatic villains, and cool spy cars. The franchise is often regarded as the best spy movie franchise, which is true because a lot of spy movies do parody him. It is also the second longest running movie franchise. The first one is, of course, Godzilla, and is also the big screen adaptations of Sir Ian Fleming's books. There's tons of great Bond movies, like Goldfinger, The Spy Who Loved Me, The Living Daylights, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, GoldenEye, or Casino Royale. But my favorite one would have to be Skyfall. Released to celebrate Bond's 50th anniversary, the plot where Bond's loyalty to M has now been tested as her past comes back to haunt her. And when MI6 is under attack, Bond must track down the threat, no matter how personal the cost is. The cinematography and screenplay is visually stunning. The action scenes are awesome. The main antagonist, Raoul Silva, portrayed by Javier Bardem, is a terrifying and hilarious one at that. The music is amazing, especially the theme song Skyfall, performed by the wonderful Adele. The performances are well done. And the fact that they brought the Aston Martin DB5 back since Goldfinger, the ones in GoldenEye, and The World Is Not Enough Does Not Count, was amazing and even nostalgic. While I did love Casino Royale and enjoyed Spectre, I personally love Skyfall a bit more, as it is not only my favorite Daniel Craig Bond film, but also my favorite James Bond movie of all time. Oh yeah, Deadpool! Deadpool is such an awesome and hilarious character. He's just so Deadpool. So, it would be fitting that the Merc with the mouth would get his own solo movie. And after when he appeared in the god-awful X-Men Origins Wolverine, where he had his mouth shut, It would take a while for Fox to finally give us a proper Deadpool movie. And we finally got it. Deadpool is such an amazing movie, featuring the titular character on his own hilarious and crazy and badass adventure, chasing down Ajax and rescuing his girl, Vanessa. The movie has Deadpool written all over it, with hilarious jokes, fourth wall break humor, pop culture references that are funny and clever. Ryan Reynolds pretty much nails as Deadpool, as he is, well, Deadpool. We also got Colossus, who is funny, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who is freaking awesome. Even the side characters like Weasel are funny. The fight scenes and action are brutal and awesome. The soundtrack is amazing. What's there to say that hasn't already been said? Deadpool is just awesome. And thanks to it, we've got movies like Logan, which was fantastic. I'm definitely looking forward to Deadpool 2, in which we're gonna get Cable. Yes! But before I get to my number one, here's some honorable mentions that didn't just make the list. So, my number one favorite movie of all time would have to be... Yes. While there have been tons of great films I've seen, there have been a few that I just overall feel are just a great masterpiece. And if there's one movie that is a masterpiece, it would have to be The Shape of Water, directed by the master of visual storytelling, Guillermo del Toro, and inspired by The Creature of the Black Lagoon. The movie tells the story of Eliza, a mute cleaning lady working at a secret government laboratory in 1962, where she discovers a unique creature who's been held prisoner and possesses unique abilities, and the two share a unique and interesting bond with each other. Some people may be horrified or disgusted by that bond, as they claim to be weird bestiality, but personally, I don't. I think it kinda makes sense, and it does show that they are meant to be together, and that they have so many things in common. The cinematography and visuals are just beautiful. The effects and costume for the creature is amazing and very real, thanks particularly to Doug Jones' performance, giving the creature life. The music is wonderful to listen through, adding extra life alongside the visuals to the scenes. The acting is phenomenal. Sally Hawkins does an amazing job as Eliza, giving a lot of energy, personality, and emotion to her character. even if her character doesn't talk. The same could be said for Octavia Spencer as Zelda, and of course Michael Shannon as Strickland. The characters such as the aforementioned Eliza, Zelda, and Strickland, etc. are all likable, believable, and amazing as characters. The storytelling and writing is just top notch. Everything about this movie gives me a wonderful and joyful experience, and I just become mesmerized whenever watching this movie. This movie has won a lot of awards, and rightfully so. The Shape of Water is an overall masterpiece, and it's my favorite movie of all time, hence why it's a number 1. Anyway, that is my list of my top 5 favorite movies. And so yeah, this concludes me doing subscriber specials. For a while, I decided that this would be temporarily the last special I'll do, as if I made more specials, then 90% of my channel was just me making specials. But don't worry, even for those who are new to the channel and just subscribed, you guys are still awesome, and I really appreciate you subscribing to me, as it means a lot to me. So thank you all. Thank you all for giving me 50 subs. You are all the best. And if you want, you can also check my other 50 subscriber special. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. So punch that like button, drop down a comment, and kick that subscribe button if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next video. Mad Kaiser out.